Sunset fire that has broken out, and it's an absolute disaster from a traffic standpoint. This area is one of the heaviest trafficked areas in all of LA. You get kind of crammed in there along the Barham Boulevard comes through by the Hollywood Bowl, then you turn on Franklin, and then you end up right there. That's where you've got the Oscars, you've got the Chinese theater, as I mentioned, Hollywood Bowl, all of that, and that's where this is happening. And let me tell you, I'm very lucky that we do not live near the mountains. I've told you guys this. We were talking about last night in Burbank, where I am. I'm on the flats, right? There's no mountain directly next to me. And anywhere, and we discussed this last night, anywhere that you have a house, an apartment that is tangential to that brush, you're in trouble. And we've seen that happen over the past 24 hours. Let's bring in KTLA, make that, and we're going to get them live. Now, here's the thing. Again, this fire just broke out in Runyon Canyon. I'm going to bring in the map because we're still waiting on them. Let me show you where we are. Let's go to the sunset map. You can see the mandatory evacuation here. Make it a little bit bigger and make me smaller. You can see right there, Franklin Avenue comes down. I don't know how much I can zoom on this. Let's have a look. You can see everything in the red is exactly the area I'm talking about. You've got Hollywood Bowl, you've got right there Highland and Hollywood, and then you've got Running Canyon. You can see right in the middle of that mandatory evacuation right here. And again, all of these houses are mega expensive as well. Here we go. I can see they're up live. Let's take them live, and then I will color in with a little commentary here as we roll throughout the evening. Welcome back to MMT Tonight Live.
People have been killed in the blaze, and at least 100 structures have been destroyed.
And in the Pacific Palisades, the Palisades fire has burned over 15,800 acres. Over 1,000 structures have been destroyed.
1,000.
The Sunset, Eaton, and Palisades fires have zero containment.
Meanwhile, the Hearst fire has burned more than 850 acres north of the Newhall Pass in Sylmar, and the Lydia fire in Acton has now grown to 348 acres. It is 40% contained.
Live to Sky 5 and Gil Levis.
Here we go.
Over the Sunset fire with a look at the flames as they're moving toward homes tonight, Gil.
And again, we have homes in
Mike
here.
and Sherry, looking at one of the hot spots here. This is just above Vista Street. As I come out wider, you can see the extent of the fire right now. It is looking a whole lot better than it did even just a half an hour ago. That's the extent of the burn scar and the fire itself.
Did you hear that? He says it looks a lot better than it did even the last hour, because here's the big breaking news that even KTLA is playing down. I've been watching their coverage for the last hour and a half. I can tell you that they're not talking about how the winds are completely different than they were last night. Last night when we were on the air, I felt like the tree outside was going to crash into the place. Okay? Not tonight. It's dead. I just got back from the movies. Okay? It doesn't feel anything like it did 24 hours ago. So that allows the helicopter pilots to attack this thing more rigorously, right, and get in there. And you don't have the safety precautions from flight. You don't have a lot of that from the winds. Last night, the winds were like a Cat 6 hurricane, guys. Not tonight. Tonight is much more tranquil. I mean, they're still saying there's wind from where I am here in Burbank, and trust me, I'm on the other side of this. I mean, I'm so close to where this is. If there were no traffic, I could be there in about 10 minutes, okay? That's how close I am to where we're looking. And I can tell you that because of the absence of winds here tonight, you're going to get major progress on these fires. Here comes the map. You can see what I'm talking about when we discuss where this is. Hollywood Boulevard runs across there, and if it goes east, you're going towards west, make that you're going towards, obviously, the other fire on Sunset down there all the way in Pacific Palisades. If you continue all the way through Sunset, all the way through West Hollywood, Beverly Hills, Brentwood, all the way through to Pacific Palisades. But when you look at this area right here, this is prime Hollywood / WeHo, and this house earlier was on fire and they put it out. So that's good. That's really good news. But again, you can see all the streets, even an hour ago, they looked so much worse with the taillights, everyone trying to get the hell out of here. But again, I'm telling you, the reason we're seeing progress on this thing right here is because the winds aren't anything like they were 24 hours ago. They need to discuss that and definitely make that more prominent in their discussion of what's happening here tonight. Because if it were like it was last night, we would be looking at a level of destruction that I don't even want to consider. I don't even want to imagine. That's how that would go. Okay. The fact that they have this smaller already, they have it more contained than it was an hour ago, speaks to what I talked about. The fact the winds are markedly different. I mean, literally 180 from last night. It's down to, if I walked out right now, I was just coming back from AMC. It's nothing. I'm like, last night was, I'm not going anywhere. This is a hurricane. So that's the good news. Now, the winds are going to continue, but they're going to diminish by tomorrow, and they're nowhere again near like last night. So if we continue on this trend, we're going to be able to get a handle on all of this. That said, you can still see it's raging. Okay. They still have work ahead of them, clearly. And again, these houses, let me, we'll go back. I'll show you this, but I want to show you again some of these houses in here. We go back to the sunset map, bang. This is the area, the red area is where they are right now. And you can see Runyon Canyon. That's where the fire is. And again, all of these houses through here are where you're going to have all the stars up there along Mulholland and all the multi-million-dollar mansions that overlook LA, both on the West Hollywood side and the Valley side. Luckily, this is not on the Valley. This is on the Hollywood side. If it's on both sides, we'd have a bigger problem. But again, the winds tonight, not nearly as hurricane-ish. So that's fantastic news for the firefighting efforts this evening. Let me show you what these houses, again, I'll just go in. We did it last night on Zillow, which is always kind of fun. I mean, listen, we're not going to go as crazy as we did last night, but I'm just going to show you exactly where this is. You got a $15 million house right here. Here it is. This is what you're looking at, right? You see this house? Right there in the middle of all that brush. That's exactly where this fire is right now. $15 million for this thing. You can see on the outside. And this is right there is Hollywood and Highland and Franklin and all that behind you. As you look down, you got LA. If you can see it all the way off in the distance up in the northeast corner of your screen there, the picture. And these houses are just kind of like, packed in the hills and amongst all this brush. So when you get the situation that you have right now, and go back to the live shot, you can see it here from KTLA, you've got a problem because there are a ton of homes in that area. And then you also, as you come down, you can see the Hollywood Roosevelt right there at the bottom of the screen. You kind of see the sign. I don't know if I can circle if you guys see my right there. That's Hollywood Roosevelt. And you can see Roosevelt Hotel. And then you look at the fire here and you can see it up there. And again, this is better than it looked an hour ago, thanks to the lack of the winds, or at least diminishing winds, diminishing, big focus here tonight. As we look here and I pull in, I'm going to show you the map of where we are. I'm going to zoom it all the way out to where we were last night and show you where we are tonight. So this was where we were last night. We were over here in Pacific Palisades, right? Malibu, Pacific Palisades. And then we take Sunset Boulevard and we just take it all the way across. Here's Sunset right in the middle of your screen. They've kind of shaded this in. It's a little bit darker. It's almost like a gray looking map here, but you can see Sunset all the way across, snakes, all the way through. This is Beverly Hills. Then we get Sunset Strip. Then we come across and we are into WeHo, and then we are into Hollywood. And now this is where the fire is tonight. Even though they're both close to sunset, these two fires have nothing in common. They weren't spread from one to the other. Okay. There's a big, vast space between them. And this is what we talked about last night. Thank God that the fire didn't jump across the 405. As you look here, we were talking about Westwood, UCLA, Bel Air, Beverly Hills, West Hollywood, all of that here, Santa Monica down here, all of this. I mean, listen, we lost a lot of things, but we're lucky that it didn't spread into this area and then really, truly come all the way across to where you see here the Sunset Fire right there, updated 2 minutes ago. You can see it, Solar Drive. I mean, everyone's gone on the road that gets you from the Valley to Hollywood through one of these little mountainous roads. Mulholland is one of the most scenic roadways you can imagine. and you see it twist like a snake up here, and then you can see the traffic's already, look, this is all backed up because everyone's trying to get the hell out of Hollywood. And one of the ways you get out of there is you take a road called Outpost, and you can see Outpost right here. Here's Outpost. It's all jammed up right there. Outpost comes out here to Mulholland. That is one of the ways out of Hollywood. If you look down here to Franklin, you're going to come up Outpost. You can see all of this is backed up. It's all red, right? Because they're coming up Outpost to get the hell out of there. And then on Mulholland, you can either go west or east. If you go east and you come out here, you're going to end up, if you go over Barham, right by Warner Brothers, you can see I'm right down the street here. This is Warner Brothers. This is Universal. Okay. Universal is shut down today. I imagine they'll be shut down tomorrow. Luckily, no damage up there yet. Let's hope that continues. And again, Warner Brothers and then into Burbank where I am. And again, I'm just lucky because we're in the flat. I'm not up here against the mountain. I'm not up here against the Hollywood sign. And you can see we did have a Hollywood sign had a fire as well. You can see, I think that one got a little bit under control fast. Here's one thing that I talked about last night, and I'm not going to shy away from tonight. Because why would I? When we discuss what's happening here tonight, I think there's without question. Now, again, this is speculation, but I'm telling you, there's a very high likelihood that at least one of these fires was created by arson. I have no proof. I'm just here to tell you that at this point, with as many as we see, as we go to this map of all the fires that are happening right now, I'm telling you, there's at least one, if not multiple fires here started by arson. Okay. Yes, the winds are vicious, but remember what I talked about last night. There are a lot of homeless who live in the hills. Okay. And listen, even if they didn't want to start the fire, if you're cold, and it's cold here, I mean, 63, you can see on the screen, but it gets down to the 40s at night. You start a fire, you have intentions of keeping yourself warm, boom, off it goes. Listen, we're going to find out eventually what the cause for some of this was. And not saying everything was that, but I'm telling you, it is an issue. If you look on Twitter today, I'm going to try to find the tweet. There was a really good video of all of the RVs that are parked along PCH out in Malibu Pacific Palisades, and they all have propane tanks, right? And then boom, fire catch, and then you've got even bigger recipe for an explosion, and then you get a massive fire. It is an issue, okay? I don't know how you solve it. I'm not here to tell you I know how to solve homelessness. I can tell you this. We have thrown billions of dollars at homelessness, and I don't see any difference. But yet, our mayor, Karen Bass, who just got back, let's go and look. I'm going to show you this tweet of her that was talking about her response to cutting some $17 million from the LA budget for fire protection. Let's get rid of $17 million. Here's what she had to say. Listen to the reporter. And here is Karen Bass discussing that just back from Ghana. It was nice of her to return now that the city is burning in many places to the ground. Here's her response to cutting $17+ million from the budget for firefighters.
Do you owe citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were burning? Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor?
She has nothing to say.
Nothing to say today? Have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today?
What are you doing? What are you doing at this point? Why aren't you having an answer? Anything? You know, at the time, it was a situation where we had to cut something. And sadly, tonight, I'm reminded maybe we made the wrong decision. Why can I not just be a mayor? Do you see? I didn't rehearse that shit. I just came up with it right now. She's like, I don't know. You know, listen, tough decisions were made. And I'm just going to level with you. This is really as apocalyptic as it gets. And I wish we could go back in time and make different decisions. But right now, we have to go forward with what we have. And unfortunately, a lot of people lost basically everything that they own. Thank God they're alive, because ultimately that's what we want to do. We want to save lives. Guys, what the fuck? Why am I able to do this? And she's like, let's just let her sit there. I'm not the mayor of LA, and I just killed both of those answers.
Are you
They're both
considering
different.
your position?
Jesus, criminy,
Madam
woman.
Mayor, have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today who are dealing with this disaster?
You know, I'm telling you, I don't know how some of these people get put in power. I swear to God. Okay? And by the way, this isn't a racist attack, so shut your mouth if you're saying that shit. Just leave. This is an incompetency attack. If someone asks you a question, what'd you do with $17 million of the budget? You're going to say, well, listen, every department was facing cuts, and we made the best decision at the time. It doesn't look like the optimal decision right now, but we have to deal with what we have. I'm doing it again. It's different. She's still sitting there. I mean, seriously, how do these people get elected? How does someone who can't even answer a question get elected? I'm here on a YouTube/X stream on a Wednesday night, crushing answers to this reporter, and she's like, I can't say anything. I have no idea. Unbelievable. The level of ineptitude from many of our officials is mind-boggling to a level that I can't comprehend. There's no way. I can't comprehend how someone like this got elected. And then, well, let's just go back to the decision of cutting $17 million. I'll bring in KTLA again so we can look at the pictures. I don't want to look at her just sitting looking at nothing, looking at the ground. How do you get a job where your job is to make sure the city is the best city it can be, and you let homelessness run rampant? You cut the fire department budget by $17 million. You fire cops. Oh, let's also talk about all the employees you fired because of the vaccine mandate. You want to play that fucking game? Let's play that game tonight. You might want some of those people back. Nope. Too bad. Now you're going to have everything burned. Oh, we're going to get political. I'll get political whenever I fucking want. It's my channel. This isn't KTLA. They would never do this shit. They wouldn't even show that clip. Yeah, I'm pissed. People lost everything. One of my good friends here, apartment burnt to the ground. She's just happy to be alive. And we have Karen Bass, who can't answer a question about the budget. Can't form a sentence about the disaster that's unfolding in front of her eyes. Maybe she has jet lag from being in Ghana. Either way, drink a C4 and answer the question. That's what I would do. I would shotgun a C4, and it'd be the best answer you ever heard. Better than even what I just did there. Because when I have a C4, watch out, man. I did not have a C4 tonight. It's powered by Corona Premier, by the way. But listen, you got to answer the question. You got to be able to do that. KTLA, back to them. Let's pop in a little bit of the volume from them. Again, this is the
and we just need
Sunset Fire, and you can see this that's definitely Heart of Hollywood / like Curson, one of these little streets. They'll bring in the map that shows us what the streets are. But again, what you're looking at here is Hollywood to the south, and then the mountain there. Hollywood sign's going to be to the right. Okay, you see the mountains on the right there? You can see that's where the Hollywood sign is. On the other side is the valley. I'm probably in the screen right now. I'm up in the corner. Okay. But here's some video of what we saw. And again, this was worse just a little bit ago. And you can see them getting after this Runyon Canyon fire. And again, listen, I'm not suggesting that every one of these fires was started by arson, but I am here to tell you that I can confirm to you through my many drives through this area. I go through this area all the time. Look at the traffic. Okay. I know these little streets through Hollywood, West Hollywood. I would drive every single day on the way down to Equinox. Okay. And when I did, every single time I'd come over through the pass, right? The Cahuenga Pass leads down past the Hollywood Bowl and then into where we're looking at where the fire Running Canyon and all that. And every single time I would see someone who had stumbled out of the hills that looked like straight out of any given zombie movie. And they were literally walking down the street like the undead from the hills. Okay. So don't tell me people aren't living in the hills. Don't tell me people aren't setting fires. I mean, I showed it last night. I could dig up Hollywood fire, and there's everywhere trash fires, all kinds of stuff on the streets. So don't tell me that doesn't happen. Okay, they're at the desk and they're stalling. Let's listen to them stall for a second, because trust me, like I said, can I say something about this? I have not said, I believe, a single I have watched these two for an hour, and no joke, it's like we're gonna run you. Let's listen.
Tough is there for us once again tonight with new pictures for us, Rachel.
Micah, yeah, we're on Sunset and Monument right now. Typically a very populated, busy area. But
I told you guys I run circles around these people. It's not even a game. If you put me on KTLA right now, they'd have the highest ratings. Like, this guy's insane, but he's also good. He's attacking Karen Bass. He's asking where the 17 million is. He's saying the homeless is out of control. People at home be like, this guy's amazing. Let's make him the mayor of LA. I do better than Karen Bass, that's for sure. Good Lord. Again, welcome here to MMT Emergency Edition again on a Wednesday night. Do not think that we're not talking about the SAG Awards at some point. This is Midnight Movie Talk, y'all. We're just going to dip into KTLA from here, randomly. And then we'll go to DGA and SAG and all that. And that'll be coming up soon. Let's go look at some more houses that are in danger. Houses in peril. That's what we should call this segment. Here's a $10 million house very near. Oh, this is pretty. Listen, I didn't think I was going to do this again, but once I start looking at these houses, I start to say, life is good. I want to live there. Now, if you have the pool, you can just put the hose in there. I saw a guy stick a hose in his pool and start hosing down his stuff. So there is an opportunity for that if you live in this house. This is only 10 million. You know what? One thing I want to show you that was wild. Okay, let me go back in here. There was literally a house that someone put on the market like today, and it was gorgeous, and it was like dirt cheap. You know why? Because they see what's happening. There's going to be a lot of people who are like, I'm the hell out of here. If not LA, they're just going to say, I'm leaving like soon. Okay, look at all these houses in here. This is Nichols Canyon, Mount Olympus. Again, up here, Running Canyon, 2.8. Some of these, they're not selling, and these are already at 2.8. This is a lot cheaper than we were looking at last night, right? 1.7. This is 2.1, 5, 6. And again, a lot of these, I saw a bunch of them that got put on today. They were put on Zillow today. That means people were like, I'm out of here. Because what you're seeing here tonight. And also don't forget that it's getting very difficult to get insurance money here in Los Angeles. Yes, it is being contained. Cuckoo Cachoo. That's fantastic news. As we go back, let's dip back into KTLA quickly. That began, Cuckoo Cachoo, if you're just joining us, the reason that we are seeing what we're seeing here tonight is we have winds that have greatly diminished. Okay, that's not even really fair to the word diminished. The difference between last night, Category 6, and tonight, Category 0, there's no comparison, okay? Last night, when I was doing the stream, I could hear the tree bending in half. I thought the power poles were going to snap. Tonight, I just got back from AMC, and there's just a bunch of leaves around, but no wind. So, again, that is really big. Okay, towards what we're seeing here tonight and them able to fight this fire as we bring up the sunset map one more time. And you can see, again, the mandatory evacuation of all this area that's Running Canyon, that is Hollywood, that is all the houses we just looked on in Zillow, right? All of this red area. The warning is west of Mulholland. And you see the split, right? The yellow and the red. That's Mulholland. Excuse me, that's Laurel Canyon. Mulholland runs east to west across the top. It's the squiggly line across the top, right? So when you look at Laurel Canyon, I keep wanting to say Mulholland. Laurel Canyon splits up to the valley, and you can see it. That's the line that divides red and yellow, and that is right here as I run it up. That is Laurel Canyon, and luckily everything to the west, that's West Hollywood / Beverly Hills, is good for now, up to Coldwater. But the mandatory is now because of that. That's not to say that there couldn't be something that happens in the yellow area, because I'll tell you, the truth is that there could be a situation there because same kind of landscape, right? You're talking about the mountains, you're talking about brush, you're talking about dry. Last winter in LA, we had a shit ton of rain. Now, see, this is why I can't do KTLA, because they'd say, Weber, you can't say shit ton. I mean, why not, guys? I mean, come on. Who cares? It's local television. There's a shit ton of rain last year, and this year, none. It's very dry. And then you throw the winds in, the Santa Ana wind / hurricane, and then you get the tinderbox that's required, and then you get a match. Then you get, again, a homeless fire. You get something that sets it off. Could be a power line. I'm just here to tell you, there's no way you can rule out this was not started by a homeless encampment. There's no way. You can't. Not now. You right? It's on the table. If we're investigating the fire, that is absolutely one of the things I'm looking at, without question. Okay. If we ask Karen Bass, she wouldn't answer that. She just look at us. What? I'm sorry. Are there homeless people here? But for me, here, listen, okay, let's pretend the reporter asked me, hey, could this, we've heard some rumors this might be a homeless situation. If I'm the mayor at that moment, I say, listen, we do not know the cause of any of this. This is going to be thoroughly investigated from every single angle. And that is a cause that I personally will make certain that we at least look seriously into. And as I continue and to answer this question for you, let me just add this. We have a problem with the homeless situation here in Los Angeles. Everyone knows it. I'm aware of it. I'm trying to do things. It's not necessarily exactly working out how I planned, but we do have an effort being made, and we will continue to address the problem of homelessness because I understand that that's a problem that affects all of us. What? Shit. Why? Why is she the mayor? I would get in here and go, this is what we're doing. This, and this. I'm telling you, I could run the studio and I could be the mayor. I could bounce from the mayor in the morning to Warner Brothers at night and fire half the staff and then come back to the mayor in the morning and then go back to Warner Brothers. I could do both jobs. It would just, you got to allow me to go in and give me full power of attorney and say, you're out, and you're out, you're fired. All of this homeless encampment's gone. I want it gone by, I'm going to give you an hour. I want it gone in an hour. If they say, listen, grab their stuff and stick it in storage, they can come get it. They're off the sidewalk. Get them out of here now. Let me make that more clear. You have 59 minutes. We don't live in that world, right? Oh, Weber sounds like Trump. Too fucking bad. It's the reality we need. We need more people in society that address things like I'm addressing them right now. Not this namby-pamby bullshit that you see as we look here. This is in Altadena over in Pasadena. Look at some of this video. You can see the school burnt down. That's a massive magnet school. You've got, it looks like a church behind that, or is that part of the school? Look at that. That's gone. I mean, Altadena, let me pull up the map one more time. You can see where we are in Altadena and all of that. Let me go here, bang. I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to get rid of this, and I'm going to go over to Pasadena, Altadena. You can see there's the Eaton fire that we are looking at. We just saw on the screen. Let me pop that up again. Here's the Eaton fire. You can see it. There, look at that, gone. It's Lake Avenue. Very, Lake goes right through Pasadena all the way up to Altadena. Let's go back and look here at the map. We're right here. This is exactly where all of this is occurring. And again, historic Highlands, Rose Bowl is right here. This is the Rose Bowl right here, right? That's the Rose Bowl right there. This is where the fire is. And this is still causing major problems throughout Hollywood. Look, all of the area that's shaded is essentially an issue, right? You look at Pasadena, South Pass, San Marino, Temple City. All of this is still under the gun, okay? So this is still a major, major situation here tonight. The good news, though, that I really need to emphasize, again, the winds are just not what we have seen over the past 24 hours, the difference. Look at that thing just collapse. Look at that. Completely just bang, gone. Right. And listen, so now it's going to look like Mad Max around here. A lot of the places that I go to, I'm like, damn. And if you have a house up there that makes it through in Runyon Canyon, you're not going to have the same nature hike that you had before. You're going to be walking through charred brush. I mean, seriously, it's insane with Pacific Palisades. If your home was spared, you don't live in the same peace and tranquility that you used to. Doesn't look like a park anymore. It looks like Armageddon. Okay, as you can see here, with all of these, 1,000+ structures lost. 1,000. Okay, again, I pray, thank you God for being in Burbank, and I'm not near any of this, because if you were, look at the map. This is right up against the mountains. That's all mountains, right? See that? All of that. Okay, so then you've got Altadena right up against it, La Cañada right up against it, La Crescenta right up against it, Glendale. Not so much. Griffith Park, though, right? We just saw some of that. Sunset Fire's close to that. Griffith Park here. And then you've got the Hollywood sign there, right there. That's the Hollywood sign, right? Let me pop it up. There's your Hollywood sign. Thank goodness that didn't burn down, just as a symbol alone. And then you come across here into Mulholland and to Nichols Canyon / Sunset Fire, all of that. So this is exactly where we are. Let's go back, and you can see this is a different shot from This is just, I think, from B-roll from the past 24 hours in different spots. And again, today when I was out, let me show you when I was over at AMC, I saw this. Let me pull up my personal X, and I'll show you guys the picture I took from the top of the parking garage over at the AMC structure. And you can see what it looked like at about 4 o'clock this afternoon. Here it is. So you can see that's the wide shot of, if you're looking at Altadena, it's going to be on the left side of your screen, out of screen, but right there where we see the fire is basically right in the middle of the screen. That's Runyon Canyon, right about in that area that I'm circling. If you can see my cursor straight away, basically dead center. That's where you're going to see, that's where the Runyon fire is. Hollywood sign's going to be right where it comes up that mountain right there on the other side. And again, this is Burbank, top of the parking structure at the AMC complex, the number one AMC in the universe. AMC 16, 8, and 6. Tonight, I was at the 8 in the mall. It was very peaceful, like 5 people in there. The mall was dead. Look at this parking lot. I mean, and listen, it's usually packed. It's Burbank, very busy area. No one's going out. And I understand it. The good news is, like I said, Burbank's safe. That's why I felt okay to go to the movies. But if you live in Hollywood and you went out, you got screwed tonight. You're not going anywhere. You're absolutely just parked at, well, first of all, if you live near the mountain, you're out of there. You're not even parked anywhere. Let's listen to them stretch here. Here we go.
And as we check in with you and what the conditions are for the firefighters, as well as the winds, because of course that was, what brought us to this point in the first place. We only hope that this is all going to end soon.
She's stretching.
Not soon enough, unfortunately, Cher. I mean, I wish I could say, yeah, we're done with it. But, the reality is that we're not, and we need to be vigilant.
Wow, that transition was not good.
Talking about the air quality.
Instead, if she was paying attention, I know she's been in the news station for a while, but if Cher, I believe is her name, the anchor, if she was paying attention when she walked into work this afternoon, she would have said, the winds aren't as bad. Is that just me? Or are you seeing that in the readings in the weather center, the wind not as strong, certainly as it was last night? Look, see, this is why you guys don't know. If you ever caught me live on television, they would be like, that's how I did it. And they'd be like, man, Weber's like fucking good. Weber can just start talking shit and somehow end up at a point, which is kind of like the stream. A lot of times it wanders off into nowhere land and then it comes back. That's basically how it was on the news. I toss over to weather. My friend Jerry Steffen, he's out in Palm Springs. Hey, Jerry, if you're watching, Jerry is awesome. And I love working with him because he could handle that. Some people don't like that, right? If you're like a live wire like me, if you're throwing to weather and you're like, hey, listen, I understand, Cher, that the wind is going down. I noticed that coming in. So for me, that's pretty, like, see, these people are like robotic. They get all tense and they go, well, here we go. Let's go over to the weather center. And these are pros in LA. When I did the news, I did it just like this. Ask anybody who ever watched me. They'd be like, that guy's a little bit weird. But it's okay. It was fun. People like, you make a difference because you're not like everybody else. You're like a cardboard fucking cutout, like half of these news anchors. They're reading the teleprompter. You know how often I would like get to a situation where I didn't read the teleprompter? They'd be like, Weber's not reading the teleprompter. Like the teleprompter's here, right? So the words are here. And it's like, tonight we lead with the Sunset Fire. Now scorched some 15,000 acres across Southern California as we have live team coverage across Los Angeles, including Pacific Palisades, Malibu, West Hollywood. But we start tonight in Hollywood where the Sunset Fire has taken hold. And we are now seeing this fire pop. You see, I don't need a teleprompter. I can handle this shit. But most people on the news are like, what's it say? Hold on, I got to read it. I was like, nah, we're not going to do that. Let's go and just look. She's just still doing the weather. Yeah. Thanks for being here on this Wednesday night. We're going to do SAG in a minute because, frankly, there's not much more to talk about. I mean, there's plenty we can go back and dip in, but the good news is the fire is being controlled much more so than it was last night. Okay. Again, back here in Nichols Canyon, a couple more houses. Let's look at houses that are in peril tonight. The 7.2, call it $7.3 million house. Beautiful entryway here. You can see that. I like this one. This is 5-bedroom, 6,300 square feet. And you can see, again, out in the middle of nature / the fire. And then marble floors. I think it's a little high priced. That kitchen's not really working for me, right? We talked about that last night, how sometime the kitchen I saw in that house for $2 million was better than this one. If I'm going to buy this house, I want a better kitchen. So that's an instant deal breaker, but that house is up there. Let's see what else. I'm telling you, people are going to start putting these things up for sale like tomorrow. Ooh, there's a pretty one. Hold on. Let's see what this is more in our budget. This 1.9 million. Well, you can see why it's in our budget. Still not in my budget, but okay, first of all, the kitchen's better. Would you guys agree? Everyone say yay if you agree. All those who say nay, please enter your vote now. If you're on YouTube, you can comment. And you can see I do like this kitchen better. It's a little cozy, but I don't mind that. There's a lot of space for me to operate with my protein shakes and my C4s. Oh my God. All right, guys, let's get ready. Adam, we'll come back. We'll come back to that. Listen, I'm not part of the liberal media. Clearly, you guys can tell the way I just attacked Karen Bass. Let's just go a couple more, and then I'll get into SAG Awards, because why not? Hold on. I want to show you guys a couple things here. Nick Sortor is a guy that I follow on Twitter. I don't care about his politics. I just like that he has a lot of stuff and cuts stuff from the news and shows you here. This is let's find this one here. Here's everybody trying to get the hell out of here tonight.
You see a little bit of the glow, but I wanted to move to this spot specifically to show you the traffic jam and issues that are happening right now. In fact, LAPD, about 4 different cars just pulled up about 5 minutes ago.
Okay, so this is perfect. This is exactly the area where you're going. That sunset, I can't tell what the cross is on that. Let me see. But this is always a shit show, but this is way more than a shit show than usually is. I mean, typically, it's no fun to get through there. There's always a premiere in Hollywood, right, at the Chinese Theater and or the TCL next door, and they block Hollywood Boulevard. And once they block that, you can't even get through. So you have to go through all these other little ways. And this is exactly what it looks like all the time.
Some of this gridlock coming down.
Definitely worse than it normally does, but it still is not like dissimilar. Does that say Kenneth was? I can't tell what that is.
Hollywood Hills.
But this is exactly what it looks better now. That's the good news. Let's go back and see what else. He's got a few more things here on. Let's go. Now, I don't want to go back to Zillow. I want to go back to Nick and see what else he has. Let's go to this one again. We just saw this one here.
Over the Sunset Fire
yet again,
like a little bit ago. It looks like some embers may have hit a roof there for one residence. Could be an apartment. Let's go over to Gil Lavis. He's overhead in Sky 5.
Again, this is the video from earlier.
Yeah, Mike and Cher, we're trying to get an
and
angle
it's much
on this.
worse.
It looks like a fire on a balcony, possibly.
Right. Much worse. There's the fire on the balcony we're talking about. We just showed this a few minutes ago. This was from back in, let's see, this was 7 o'clock. So this is an hour and a half ago. They have made big time progress on this fire because of the wind. There's no wind. The wind's so much less than it was. Okay. I don't know how many more times I can say that tonight. Let me go back and see what the next thing is here. Hold on. Pull this out. How do I kill off this video? Hit pause. I don't know how to kill it out. All right, let's go back and let's go and look at KTLA one more time, and then we'll get ready to do SAG Awards here on this Wednesday night, and we can dip back in for some fire later. That's what we do, man. We do it all. No one can hang with us. How about myself? I don't have like 6 other people. What do you think? What do you think? Hey, what do you think over there? We're not doing that shit.
They just told me that
we're going to listen to these people talk about how they lost everything.
He looked serene, as if he was at peace.
Well, unfortunately, his body is still up here and on the family property.
By the way, the number of 5 dead is going to be way more than that, man. This is just like, right, it's like the initial reports after a hurricane. 1 person died, then it turns into a hell of a lot more. 100%, this is going to get way worse than 5. Way worse. Although people did get mobilized the fuck out of their houses, so I give them credit for that. I would too. You know, as much as I love my soccer kits / football jerseys / soccer jerseys, I can tell you this, I would leave them all. I would grab maybe one that I really like. I don't know. God, what would I grab? What would be the one football kit that I would drag out of here? I'd grab a couple pairs of Kobe's, and I would probably get a couple of NBA jerseys I'd like to work out in, and I'd run. Like, what did you get out of your place? I got 3 football kits, 2 NBA jerseys, and 2 pairs of Kobe's, and a pair of Jordans I have on. Do I look good? I know I'm in my like shitty pajamas, but it is what it is. I had to run. I did get what's important. So let's listen to him stretch. Hold on. I want to hear him stretch here.
We're evacuated. We're under evacuation orders. And, you know, when you go around that neighborhood, do you still see anybody left behind?
No, there's nobody out here. There are fire trucks just about everywhere. a lot of police are blocking off the streets out here.
Chambers has been here forever. Like Chambers has been in LA since the dawn of time. He's got to be pushing 70 something now. He's been like an anchor here forever. He's been in movies. You've probably seen Rick Chambers. And look at him. He's still out there covering breaking news at 8:40 on a Wednesday night. He's out at the Eaton Fire. So, I mean, when you're in local news, you get killed. I would take Ohio State here. Gone Girl joined us tonight. So if you have comments, come in. Super chats always. We're going to go do SAG Awards here in a moment. I know we'll come back to the fire. Okay. One more time. I want to show you this awesome picture that someone took today one more time if you missed it. This is me. I get the credit. The photo credit goes to Erick MMT Weber. I don't know who he is, but he's really good at framing stuff. I mean, look at that. I put the pano on and we get the whole thing. It's pretty nice. I mean, I want to take a little love for that. Let's go ahead and do the SAG Awards. Why not? Let's show the versatility of MMT right now, and we'll go back to the fire. And we'll see where we end up. Let's go to the 31st annual SAG Award nominees. This is true MMT you're watching right now. This is a movie channel, but we often discuss politics. But we're also not really political, except for when we say some things are really fucking dumb. So I guess that is sort of political. So I can't say it's not. We definitely are political when it comes to Anora, because we hate Anora and we want to see the movie go down in flames. Not like a house in Hollywood tonight, but like, figuratively, not literally. Okay, here's your 5 SAG. These are the ensemble, right? So this is for the cast, the performance of the cast. I am thrilled to see a Complete Unknown in here. You guys know how much I love the film. I think it's one of the best films of the year. I think that Mangold, hint, he's coming up soon, is one of, if not the single best direction on the year on that film. And I called that, and people were like, I'm not going to tell you who, but someone texted me who's a film person, and they were like, what are you talking about? It wasn't even. I go, okay. Just remember I said that's one of the best directed films of the year. Put that in your back pocket for a second. We'll get back to it. Complete Unknown, Anora, Conclave, Emilia Perez, and Wicked. So if you're going to go ahead and say, for those of you watching, maybe this is new to you. If you haven't seen some of these movies, let me tell you the one you want to watch here. The one you want to watch is Complete Unknown. Everything else, and Wicked. I do like Wicked. I have not seen Emilia Perez. I don't watch Netflix movies because they're not real movies. Conclave, overrated. Hellaciously overrated. Also a lot of virtue signaling going on with that film. Anora, out and out shit. Horrible film. One of the worst screenplays for an awards film, maybe in the history of Hollywood. Okay. Then you have a Complete Unknown. I would pick that here of the 5. If you look at Best Picture, these are the 5 films that have a realistic shot to win. The chances for anything that's not here are very low. Now, I don't have the 1-to-1 going all the way back. I can tell you this. You look at, just go back to it like a Parasite. Parasite wins, SAG Ensemble wins Best Picture. So if whatever wins here, and I would argue Wicked and Complete Unknown are your 2 that are up, that are going to be going head to head. Netflix wants Emilia Perez, but let's just face facts. Netflix movies aren't movies. They're not in movie theaters. No one cares. They're buying votes. Let's just be honest about this tonight. And they're doing something, because I haven't even seen it. And I just know that no one's talking about Emilia Perez. Okay. More people have seen Complete Unknown than Emilia Perez, and Wicked for sure, and Anora, and all of these films. These are real films in movie theaters. But A Complete Unknown, across the board, everybody in that film, from Chalamet to Norton, on and on, you've got, and the gal who played Joan Baez, she's great. Everybody in this film rocks. I'm thrilled to see it here, and I'm thrilled to see that it has a chance to win Best Picture. Best Actress, Pam Anderson, last Showgirl film we like. We had an evaluation of that a few weeks ago. I enjoy the film. I don't think it's a great film. I think it's a very solid film, and it looks spectacular. Okay. Watch it. It comes out tomorrow. You can see that starting tomorrow. It opens. Cynthia Erivo is very good in Wicked. She would not be my pick here. Carla Sofia Gascon from Emilia Perez, and then you have Mikey Madison and Nora. We're going to skip that because and then Demi Moore. That'd be my pick here for The Substance, because it's not just about The Substance being the weird batshit nut job film that it is, right? We know that. It's about the accessibility emotionally of losing your impact in the world, and how as you age, you don't have the same level of importance, and how that affects you psychologically. That's the film. Okay. That's what I'm talking about with Demi Moore. And it's perfect for her, right? It suits her narrative as a person. The film, it was the perfect role for her, as she discussed when she won Golden Globes the other night. She has a really good shot to win Best Actress at the Oscars, in addition to SAG as well, because she's been around. She's a legend, right? She's been around forever. You go to Best Actor, Brody, Brutalist, Chalamet, Complete Unknown, Daniel Craig, Queer, Coleman Domingo, Sing Sing, Ray Fiennes, Conclave. Listen, I like Queer. It's a weird fucking movie, and it takes a lot of patience and bandwidth, but I love the direction on it, and Daniel Craig is strong, but he has no chance. It's really going to come down to Adrian Brody versus, I would say, Domingo here. Adrian Brody should win. He is fantastic. The Brutalist is 3.5 hours, and he's in virtually every frame. It's a film you need to watch. It's very, very reminiscent of PTA's work. Okay, very mastery. Master's a better film, but this is still, for 2024-5, this is one of the best films you're going to watch in a very long time. You'll love it. It comes out for you very shortly. I don't know if it's this week, but it might be next week. A24 is going to go wide with that. Coleman is very good in Sing Sing. Sing Sing's a very overrated movie. It's like a lifetime prison movie. Very overrated film. Okay. And then I think Chalamet acquitted himself very nicely in that film. You go back and look at our discussion about A Complete Unknown. I really like finally seeing Timothy Chalamet do something that impresses me. I mean, listen, I've badmouthed him quite a bit because I have not seen anything really. You look at Wonka, he's not that impressive in that film. He's no Johnny Depp, he's no Gene Wilder, right? But you look at him as Dylan, it's more in what he does. He's more of a reserved guy. You know, Chalamet, when you meet him in person, and I met him at Critics' Choice, and he's wild, dude. He is, you talk about a bolt of energy. That guy is like, it's like flamethrower. Like, I mean, okay. And when you meet him and then you see what he does on the screen, it's like he's this really engaging personality, and then he gets on screen and he gets tight. It's very natural because, listen, even if you go back and I talk about MMT, go back and watch the streams we did from 2 years ago, you're going to notice a difference in how I operate, right? I'm not saying it was bad because I still think it's better than a lot of people. But at this point, we're just dominating the entire universe because I don't care. When you go into it and you let it all go, throw it away, right? My old acting teacher from many, many moons ago, as I've told you, throw it away. Like, at that time, I was a young kid. I didn't know what he's talking about. Throw it away. Don't think about it. Just throw it away. Like I'm talking to you guys right now. You don't need to say, well, Chalamet in A Complete Unknown is a very good actor. I think that Adrian Brody is also very strong. No. It's not throwing away. Throwing away is Adrian Brody is the best of these five because you look at what he has to do within The Brutalist, which is a 3.5 hour American epic that Brady Corbet directed the shit out of, shot it in VistaVision / 70 millimeter, going old school on that, and it looks immaculate and looks like cinema right there. That's the difference. Most people can't do what I'm doing, though. You guys understand that. I'm sorry I got to say it, but I'm just going to tell you the truth. The reality is most people under these conditions could not deliver the way I am. They couldn't. When you come close, they would flame out within seconds. It would be destruction. It would be like the fire tearing through Pacific Palisades last night. I mean, it would be like that. Because it's not easy to do. You have to have a very high processor, and you have to not give a shit about what people think about you. And once you combine those two things, they can't stop you. They're what? What's happening? You just run in circles around them. It's Monica Barbaro from Complete Unknown. She's fantastic. Jamie Lee Curtis, Last Showgirl. You know, listen, Hollywood loves her, so it's not surprising to see her here. The role is not tiny. You know, she's got some moments. She's got a dance sequence in this movie. Wait till you see it. But you know, she just won. I don't know why we went there. Danielle Deadweiler, I've not seen Piano Lesson. It's a Netflix movie, but I really did like her last film that was, God, I'm literally forgetting the name of it, based on the real Till, T-I-L-L, based on Emmett Till. She's very good in that film. So I'm not surprised she's back. Ariana Grande, you know, I can take her or leave her there as the Glinda, but she's not as good as Chenoweth. And I think she's playing a version of her. I think she's kind of a little tight. Yeah, I mean, she's not as tight as Chalamet and Wonka, but you watch. She's going to get better in the second film because she's going to loosen up. This is what happens. Zoe Saldana, not going to talk about Amelia Perez. And then we have male. Listen, the winner here is Kieran Culkin. It's not even a contest. Here's what I will say. When I saw this come down this morning, I was thrilled. You got Bailey from Wicked, Boris Savanora, Culkin, the winner, Real Pain, one of the best performances of the year, period, regardless of supporting or lead. Edward Norton, Complete Unknown, very good. Okay. And then you have Jeremy Strong. Listen, The Apprentice kicks ass. I really like The Apprentice. And I love Sebastian Stan in that movie. And I also really dug Jeremy Strong. This is, man, we called this when I talked about The Apprentice. I finally saw it like late in the cycle. And I was like, why is Jeremy Strong not up for supporting everywhere? How is that even possible? So It came around, just like it's going to come around for someone we talked about DGA in a second. We're getting there. That's it, TV. Let's do DGA. That's SAG. Here comes DGA. And this is where Weber was right again. Again, Weber called it. What did we say about A Complete Unknown? I told you it was one of the best directed films of the year. What do you see when you notice the 5 people who were directed? 5 men. Oh, no. Oh, my God. I think it's all white men. Who cares? No one's playing that bullshit. I'm not playing that. Hell no. I don't do the DEI shit. Screw that. It's merit. I don't do DEI. I don't rate films based on DEI. Imagine, what if I came out of a movie and said, this movie's really solid. I think it's even better because it's a black director. You guys are like, what the fuck? There are people who think that way. So broken. No. The direction's the direction. I don't care where they grew up. I don't care the color of skin. I don't give a shit. It's talent. You guys understand that shit? Why is this hard? Not hard. I'm always right. You guys know it. Even my haters, the loser film Twitter, film critics, so many. Oh, my God. Talk about the biggest bunch of losers on the planet. They're all Weber. Oh, really? Why don't you say that? You don't have the balls. That's why. Because you actually probably believe the other way. Well, because... No. Don't say that. Don't say it out loud. You look like a fucking idiot when you say that. You know that, right? You look like an absolute tool when you say that shit. Well, I think it's really good because it's directed by a woman. Oh, my God. How much you paying the hooker tonight? That's the question. How much you paying to get laid? Because anyone who talks like that definitely ain't getting screwed. Not without paying. Mangold, Complete Unknown. There he is. We called it. I said one of the best directions of the years, right? I called it the best of the year at that point when I saw it, and I would put him right there with Courbet and with Forja and also with Ramel Ross, who is in the first feature. Ramel Ross, man, Nickel Boys, cinematography. I love just the way that film was executed. But look, Mangold's here. I called it. Y'all, MMT's undefeated. Thank you, Gonger. Exactly. Ad Astra is definitely better than First Man. Good Lord. But listen, I called this. I told you Mangold was one of the best directors of the year. And guess who the DGA is comprised of? A bunch of directors. Wow. Weber knows a thing or two. Fuck yeah, I do. You guys know that by now. It's silly to even discuss. I'm kind of, listen, as I believe Vader Monkey would say, the GOAT. I mean, listen, even if we don't have the views, even if we don't have the subs, it is what it is. I don't care. We are the GOAT. Oh, yeah, we are. Oh, yeah. In fact, if it was Siskel and Ebert, it'd be Siskel, Ebert, and Weber. No question. And it'd be like, well, we talk about stirring some shit up. Come on. It will get ugly. I'd be on there just, listen, Gene. Let me tell you, you're so wrong about Die Hard. What are you talking about? Or was it Ebert? Was it Gene? What are you talking about? Die Hard's amazing. What a popcorn flick. What were you watching, Gene? Were you awake? Holy shit. That's the worst take I ever heard. You guys are crazy. This is a fucking film that's going to hold up. Armageddon, same thing. What? They didn't love Armageddon. How do you not love Armageddon? What's wrong with you guys? Listen, you look at my overall grade through the years, you pick any given film, I'm going to basically be on the right side of history on every single one. That's pretty hard to do. It's very, very difficult. And that includes going back to Everything Everywhere, goes back to Coda, goes back to films. I'm talking about overrated films. Honora, you go back and look at Poor Things, even people are starting to go, what the fuck? I'm telling you, I am undefeated when it comes to nailing these evaluations because you're objective. If you're objective, you cannot lose. You cannot lose because you are not walking in with an agenda, with bias and all this bullshit, the DEI and all the garbage, the left wing, the right wing. I don't care. When I watched the Matt Walsh Am I Racist documentary, I didn't care. That I knew who Matt Walsh was, but I didn't go in there like, oh, this guy, I'm going to, like every other person out here. Man, you have no idea. If you stepped into a critic screening and saw some of these people, you'd be like, damn, man, seriously, are you kidding me? Have you ever been laid in your life? No. Gay or straight, no. No one has ever touched your ass. Look at you. You're sad, man. You're sad. And the worst part is not only sad, they also have agendas. I don't want to be around someone with agenda. I don't have agenda. I drag Karen Bass because she's fucking clueless. Okay? That's not agenda. Yeah, the agenda is wanting a mayor who knows what she's doing. He or she. Okay? We didn't attack Karen Bass because she's a woman. We didn't attack Karen Bass because she's a woman of color. We attacked her because she didn't know how to answer the question, which I answered multiple times live. Better than she just stood there. What'd you do with the $17 million? It's like Homer on that episode with the gummy Venus de Milo. It's like, what'd you do with the she didn't even talk. You're the mayor. I mean, how do you, as an elected official, I don't care if you just got off a plane from Ghana and you're on it for like 20 hours. Give me a C4 and we're going to go. Okay. If you don't know what C4 is, a high potency energy drink that I drink at least one a day. As you can probably tell, I have no problem with energy drinks. Rockstar, C4 Ghost, Old School Monster. Whatever you want to go with, I can definitely down. Typically, the drink of choice here for the stream is the Walmart salsa. This is the best stuff in the world. If anyone takes this from me, I go to Walmart and it's sold out, I'm going to find you, hunt you down, and then we're going to have real problems. This is the best stuff in the world. I don't believe I'm even saying it. By the way, it also matches our microphone. What do you think? I mean, this is all coordinated. Tonight I went with the black because it's red and it looks like fire. If you go that way, Flamengo here tonight. So we're right again. But can I get a thumbs up from everybody who's like MMT is always right? At least listen, batting average 998. Okay, not 300 like some of these. Hell, most critics are like 250, 200, 100. Even your Pulitzer Prize winning critics, they're like at 250 if you're lucky. I'm at 998. Do you understand? Going back to Moneyball, there's me, nobody else, 50 feet of crap, and then the next guy. That's literally, go back and watch Moneyball. Pull the scene up. I'll probably find it and play it tonight. There's me, Yankees, Red Sox. Then there's 50 feet of crap, and then that's the rest of the critics. They're down there. They're literally in the sludge at the bottom. It isn't even a fucking contest. It is literally annihilation. Okay, it was like the Winds last night. It was just like that's how I roll through this. Literally Hurricane Weber destroying the critics as they go flying off into Never Never Land. That's how it works. Because we don't have an agenda, because we're objective, because we call things as they are, and we have a modicum of talent. That all combines for the undefeated title, undefeated heavyweight critic champion of the universe. Right? 100%. Let's go back and check in KTLA. I think we've proven that we are the champions on all things. Do you want to talk about college football? Do you want to talk about anything else? Let's look. Here she is. She's bringing in the wins. This clearly tells you that they're not, listen, if they're not showing the fire as much tonight, that means, like last night, it was nonstop live shot fire. That means they're knocking this thing down. What did I tell you off the top? What did I tell you guys off the top? I told you guys that they have the wins in their favor tonight. It's not even like half. It's literally like 100% down. Okay. It's literally from category 6 to category 1. No, category 0, 0.5. There's nothing. I walked outside. I'm like, what the there's leaves and shit all over the place. Okay. Down trees, but there's not any kind of issue with the wind. Like last night, I thought the windows were going to be blown out. Who wins between Notre Dame and Penn State? I'll take Notre Dame there for sure. Penn State's overrated. We saw Ohio State beat them earlier this year. Ohio State, Texas. I think Ohio State wins that by at least 10. I'll take 14 on that. I'm a Buckeye, but I still feel very good about our Ohio State Buckeyes. Jeremiah Smith, unstoppable wide receiver. God, that kid is a beast. Man, you come out going 6'3", 225. Good luck trying to guard that guy. 4.4 speed. Good luck. Let's go and look back. She's still talking weather. Any other comments here tonight? We're already at an hour, which is we did an hour and a half last night. Let's look at some more houses up in the hills for the hell of it. That's kind of fun. Those of you who didn't have a chance to see this last night, let's see houses in peril. Let me just hold on. Let me add this here. Let me add a banner called, let's call it houses in peril. Give me a second. Houses in peril. I don't have like a scared emoji, but here it is. Houses in peril. You guys ready? Let's go. Weber's doing his shit again. He's doing things that people get. Remember last night I got called a douche. I was like, how rude, lady. She came on and called me a douche. That's very aggressive. I'm doing my own thing here. And she came on and said, I'm a douche for saying this house is going to burn down. Okay, this is nice. This is 8.35. Look at the roof. This almost looks like a cooker in the backyard. It looks like a grill, doesn't it? It looks a little grillish. And there it is. Let's look. Oh, it's deep in there. This house isn't, man, this is not good. Woodrow Wilson Drive. You can see it's way back in there with the trees. You've got the long driveway. Oh, look at the pool. That's very nice. Oh, I like that. Man, this looks like a museum, doesn't it? Look at this thing. I can see why it's 8.3 million. I wouldn't want to live up in the hills after this, but before this, I would have taken this house. Let's see the kitchen. There's the cool chair. I like that chair. If I'm making a deal on this house, I'm going to say, does the chair come with the house? If it does, then I'm buying it. If it doesn't, I'm out. They're like, it's 8.3. We'll throw the chair in. I'm like, listen, if you take the chair, I'm not taking the house. Okay. So one more time. Does the chair come with the house? Okay. Oh, I like the kitchen. You guys, I don't like the countertops. I'm not the brown's not. I would rip the countertops out immediately. I'd spend $8.4 million on this house, and then I'd rip the countertops out. What'd he do with the countertops? He didn't like them. You just spent $8.4 million. Listen, if I have $8.4 million to buy the fucking house, I can rip the countertops out. Okay, I want a gray countertop. Get them out of here. Otherwise, I like it. I have no problems, but it is in peril. It's a house in peril tonight. Let's go a couple more here. 2.1. This is more my speed. I bet it looks like 2.1 after that 8.3. That's okay. It's white. It's got some beams on top. What are the exposed beams? I mean, it's the kitchen small, but for a single guy like me, it's okay, right? I could hang out there. We could do MMT live from the backyard with the fire. Live from the fire. One more house. Let's find an expensive one. The $2 million house. It's not that much fun to look at a $2 million house. We were looking at like $50 million last night. Here's $25,000. What's that? It's a lot. It's 3,000 square feet. We could put a house on there. I don't think you could build anything though. It's like literally at the bottom of a hill. 402.1. Where's an expensive house? None of these houses are more than 4 million. Very disappointing. 35 million. There we go, guys. I finally got it. Did we look at this one already? I don't know if we looked at the 35 million one. Did we look at this one? Wow. Maybe we did. I don't remember. But I know this. I really like this one. That looks like a restaurant. I don't like the sofa. Right? I would get rid of the sofa instantly. But we're done with that sofa's out of here. But everything else, look at that. Can you imagine having people over? Even the critics who can't get laid, if they lived in that house, they might have a chance. Right? That's how good this house is. You could literally put a whole bunch of critics in this house that have never touched a woman or man, and they would still maybe have a chance at the end of the night if they live there. They do you live here? No, we're staying here. But well, I mean, yeah. And then that'd be all over. There'd be no chance. Weber's dragging dweeby critics again. Oh my God. MMT theater is going to be IMAX. No, it'd be Dolby. It'd have to have recliners. All right, we'll go back to KTLA. They're stalling again. There's KTLA. They're stalling. No, I'm just looking at houses that are in peril. Here we can listen to them because they're going to talk about it one more time.
Hollywood Hills. That one started just within the last couple of hours. Mandatory evacuations are underway.
The Eaton fire in the San Gabriel Valley exploding in size overnight,
burning
more than 10,500 acres.
Yep.
And at least 5 people have been killed in the blaze. And at least 100 structures have been destroyed.
In the Pacific Palisades, of course, the Palisades fire has burned over 15,800 acres. Over 1,000 structures destroyed. The Sunset, Eaton, and Palisades fires have zero containment.
Meanwhile, the Hearst fire has burned more than 850 acres north of the Newhall Pass in Sylmar, and the Lydia fire in Acton has now grown to 348 acres. It is 40%.
They're still reading the teleprompter. You can hear it. Right.
All right, let's get right to KTLA's Rachel Menitoff, where she spoke with residents stunned by the destruction in the Palisades. Rachel, it is a difficult pill to swallow.
First of all, it is 9 o'clock. We've been on for an hour. The fact that KTLA is leading with Palisades tells you that the Sunset fire is under control. Because if it were looking like it was 2 hours ago, that's your lead, right? Remember, I've been in the producing room. I've been in these rooms where they make these decisions, and literally someone goes, listen, the fire's pretty much out, or at least it's controlled. Let's lead with the destruction in the Palisades because we don't have much. It's pretty much gone in Sunset. Thank God. But that's what's happening here. Otherwise, it'd be your lead. You see? I get news, and I'm not some liberal hack, okay? I'm not far right either. So if you want me to be the far right talking point guy, I'm not that guy. But will I say homeless is an issue? Yes. Will I say Karen Bass is in over her head? Yes. So does that make me conservative? I don't know. It makes me realistic and fair. I don't see how it isn't fair to say that she's in over her head. I mean, let's listen to her one more time. One more time. Let's listen to Karen Bass. You missed her the first time. Listen to Karen Bass answer the question. why did you cut the budget by 17 million? Let's just listen to it. I'm not going to say, and then I'm going to answer the question. Okay, here it comes. Ready? I'm going to answer it again. By the way, I haven't heard this in a while. I'm going to answer it live, and I'm going to do better than Karen Bass. Can I do better than Karen Bass? Let's listen to her first, and then we'll listen to my take second. Here we go. Here comes Karen Bass talking about the budget cut of the firefighters.
Citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were burning. Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor?
Okay, so she looks up at the reporter. Okay, so imagine one more time. Let me get back and let me listen to that one more time so I can be ready to go with that.
By millions of dollars absent while their homes were burning.
Wait, I'm going to wait for it.
Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor?
Listen, the situation is this. You go back when we had to make those budget cuts from 3 years ago, and it was tough. There were a lot of tough decisions. We only have so much cash to spend. Ultimately, the taxpayers are hoping that we're able to judiciously lay this money out and allocate it properly so that we can attack all of the things that we want to get done with our budget. We had to make tough decisions. We cut the budget of the fire. Now, looking like probably not the right decision, or at least not the best decision, right? That said, we have to deal with what we have now, the resources we have. I am confident in our fire department, in our leaders who are attacking this fire from multiple angles. I am fully of the belief that we will have this under control and we will be back to being the LA of old sooner than you think. This is live. I don't have a teleprompter. Make me the mayor.
Have you nothing to say today?
That was answer number 4 I gave you guys live.
Have you
I'm just
nothing to say to the citizens today?
No, I do have something to say. One more time. Listen, the budget was cut. It's not easy. Whenever you make a cut, you don't want to do it, but something had to go. So listen, we didn't cut the entire fire budget, but ultimately that decision was made. And tonight, we might be suffering from that decision. I can't argue that. But we still have to use the resources we have at our disposal right now, attack these fires, and I have faith in our leadership, both in the fire department and across our city officials, that we are going to get control of this and we are going to return the city back to normal sooner than expected. I have full confidence in my staff and in the fire department here in Greater Los Angeles. Again, another...
Citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were burning. Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor?
How do you get elected? How do you get elected and sit there like this? It's embarrassing. Like, what's she thinking right now? Is she thinking to herself, well, you have to be able, if you're in a position of a public leader, you have to be able any moment to answer a question like that. You know what? I would be amazing as the White House press coordinator, whatever it's called. I would kill that job. You guys would be like, that guy's unbelievable. I would be fair to all the, I'd know all the guys. First of all, I hammer all the critics guys. So I'd probably make fun of the guys in the thing that were in the actual room, but I would be so good because I can spin out of stuff so fast, right? You start with the negative, then you spin it back to the positive. You know how I was talking about, well, we made the hard cuts. It maybe wasn't the right decision, but we have to work with what we have. And I'm at full confidence. See, I've already spun out, right? I've spun out of the negative into the positive. I would be very good. So if Trump's looking for somebody, I can come in and listen, it's not political. I'm going to answer the questions, and he probably would fire me within a day because Weber, you can't say what you just said. But well, I'm going to tell everybody the truth. You can't do that. I'm like, I am going to tell people that. I'm going to say exactly, and they're like, well, you're out of here. Because I would get out there and I'd say, listen, Jim, we're dealing with this. It's not something we take lightly, right? There's no question that what we're seeing is a significant issue for this administration. We are going to allocate as much and as many resources as possible into given situation so that we can get it under control. I have full confidence, always bring that back, that we will be able to mitigate the situation and lead to a very positive outcome in the very near future. What? Why? I'm ready. Bring me on, bro. Someone send him that and you guys can ask me a question. I'll spin out of it. Go. She's thinking this is my moment of disgrace, not a moment of disgrace. It'll fall upwards and maybe run for governor then president, maybe Mount Film or maybe. Let's see if there's I think I had one more I wanted to show you here tonight. Not from her. She has nothing to say. It's completely useless. Let's see here. Let's look. This is an interesting tweet. I want to talk about this. This is another thing. LA Fire Chief Kristen Crowley warned Mayor Karen Bass that last month, that was not on purpose. 17 plus million she cut from the department's budget severely limited the department's capacity to prepare for and train for these wildfires. Look, let me just read it quickly. By the way, this is a cold read. Anybody who's an actor is watching, a director is watching, this is my cold read of the letter from Crowley to Bass. The Los Angeles City Fire Department is facing unprecedented operational challenges due to the elimination of critical civilian positions and a $7 million reduction in overtime variable staffing hours. Those are V hours for those you don't know. These budgetary reductions have adversely affected the department's ability to maintain core operations such as technology and communication infrastructure, payroll processing, training, fire prevention, and community education. Now, in addition to these impacts, the reduction in V hours, again, those are the overtime variable staffing hours, I added that, has severely limited the department's capacity to prepare for, train for, and respond to large-scale emergencies, including wildfires, earthquakes, hazardous material incidents, and large public events. Specialized programs and resources such as, do you see? This is a cold read of the letter from Crowley to Bass. Do you see? This is why we're better than everybody. You give this to someone else and have them read it cold. I just pulled it up right now. You can see it on your screen. I'm reading it cold. Thank you, Steve. Ultimately, you know what? We are the only reporter / movie critic in the space, right? We kind of are. There's a lot of reporters who want to be critics. We are legitimate critic and then stepping into reporters. So they want to go back. We're going forward. We're adding, right? They're trying to go niche. We already are niche. We're going to now uncork this thing and go wide, right? And then you're going to watch the stream and we're going to go back to discussing the intricate details of The Girl with the Needle, a film I just sat through, a very exquisite black and white, weird, depressing, dark film. We can do that, right? This is what we do. Then we'll read another Karen Bass detailed letter. They can't touch us. It's not even close. Let's go and look one more time through Nick Sordor's thing and see what's going on. He's got a bunch of the latest. Let's see what he's got here. President Trump just called on Gavin Newsom to resign. This is his fault. Donald Trump's tweet. One of the best and most beautiful parts of the United States of America is burning down to the ground. Its ashes, and Gavin Newsom should resign. This is all his fault. Thank you. That's from just came out. Listen, it's not all his fault. I can't believe I'm sitting here defending Gavin Newsom, but it's not all his fault. Okay, not all. The winds had something to do with it. Listen, I think ultimately you got to remember something, that these fires, and we go back to the live. I think this is. Whoa, hold on for a second. We might have a new one here. Give me a second.
And this is on Ventura and Whitsett.
Oh shit.
And this is. Here we go again.
Hold on.
Now on the other side of the hill,
I got it. Give me a second.
We have
exactly
a fire here in Studio City. We don't know much about it other than its location, again, which is on Ventura and Whitsett. But you can see that it's starting to ignite some of the brush behind the home, and it looks like the home is a total loss.
The home is
Studio City.
Gone,
Studio City, right on the other side. We remember we were just talking about this, right? I was literally just talking about how the Runyon Canyon fire was on the other side of the mountain. Let me pull up the map real quick. We'll get back to that because it's a great live shot. Here's where we are. We're on the other side. So look, here's the Runyon Canyon fire right here. Now we are back over here. This is what I talked about. This is the other side of the same mountain. This is Studio City. And Whitsett is right in here somewhere. I'm trying to look for it. It's right in this area. This is Ventura. Okay, so Ventura runs right here. Let me turn him down for a second because it's hard to talk while he's discussing this. Holy shit. Forget that. Let's just look at the pictures. Holy shit. Dude. That thing is fucking torched. That is completely, obviously, toast. And now what you worry about is that spreading. Because again, look here quickly, back to that in a second. I just want to show you. This is where we are right here on the map. We are right here. I'm going to find Whitsett. Give me 1 second. I know it's in there. I've been by it 1,000 times. I go to Studio City. Again, I could be here in 10 minutes. I could be live from the scene if I wanted to be. Let's see here. Let me find Whitsett. Give me a second. I got to shoot out. But you keep looking. Let's look at the live picture. You can see there. Let me go back. Let me hit live. Give me a second. Bang. There it is. Okay. Just watch this while I look for the actual. I'm looking for Whitsett. Where is it? It's right in here. We're right near Universal. We're right on the we're on the other side of the mountain from the other fire we just saw. Hold on a second. Let me find Whitsett. It's further down. It's further down. Give me a second. I'm going to find it. I know it's here. I just don't know exactly where I passed it. But again, these pictures are just fucking insane. Not surprising, man. Not surprising. And well, let me just bring it back. What I talked about at the top. Tons of homeless in Studio City. Tons of homeless. It's and they live right because this house isn't that far up there. If this is Ventura, this is right off of the thing. I'm telling you, they're up. They had to shut down a Starbucks that's right near there because of the homeless would come in and hang out in the store all day. Hold on. I got to find Whitsett. Where the hell is it? Give me a second. I'll get it. Whitsett. Here it is. I've got it. Valley Village. Yeah, I went too far. Okay, here it is. Okay, got it. Okay, we are right. Let me see if I can find the house. Let's see if we can actually find the house. I think I can. Let's go here. Bang. Hold on. Real quick. This is the live shot. The house next to it's gone too, right? That's 2 houses gone. Give me a second. Here it is. Look. 2 houses gone. 1, 2. And watch. This is where we are. So here we are. I'll go back because you can see it. It's this is Whitsett. It dead ends right here. This is right in Studio City. Okay. There's a coffee lane. Let me just put me here on the street. Give me 1 second. Okay. Street view. Here we go. This is right in this area right here. Can you guys see this? Let me make sure you guys see it. Let me see if I can find that actual house. It's big. It's right on the. See, it's right in here. Hold on, there's an Arco there. There's a lot of really great sushi restaurants in this area. It's like Sushi Row. It's one of these. See it back there? It's back in here because the houses are right. Let me see if I can go back here. It's back in here somewhere. It might be this one right here, actually. See if I can zoom in. Is it that one? Hold on. Let's go back and look at the picture. Give me a second. We're really. Oh, it's now another house. Another house. Oh, here. Okay, Sunswept. Hold on. Sunswept. Oh, shit. Look at that shit. Okay, hold on. Sunswept. Give me a second. X out of that. I got it. Here it is. It's right here. Let me put me on here. Give me a second. Okay, here it is. Here's Sunswept. I mean, you can see it. Hold on. This is the street right here. So here we go. Let's pop back over. This is Sunset. This is Sunswept. You can see, look, see the brush? Look at this little street. See what I'm talking about? This is what the houses are like up here. There, right? Look. See, little house. The house is right up off of this little road that winds up through the mountains, right? This is what it looks like. You come through here. It's like just a basic paved road, but this could be it right here. But in this general area, you can see all of this back in here, all these little streets. Back to the live shot. So you can see that's where we are. Again, very near Universal. Very, very, very near Universal. Let me pop back out here and share this tab. And so let me show you. This is back. Universal is right. Hold on. Where are we? Big 5. Is that Laurel Canyon? Yeah. Universal's back here. Universal's right here. We go down the street. This is all Ventura, right? So we go out, we go down Ventura, and it's going to be right here in here. What's it? So there it is right here. Back to the live shot. Very close to Universal. 2 houses gone. And again, I'm telling you, I'm not telling you that this is started by homeless. I'm here to tell you, though, that there are homeless in that area. Lots and lots of homeless living in the hills. Okay? I've seen it. Don't ask me. I've told you this a million times on the stream. Anyone who's never watched, do not ever question if I say I saw something, it fucking happened. Do not ever question that. It is never, every single time. If I ever tell you an interaction with a celebrity, if I ever tell you something I did in my life, it fucking happened. I'm not the guy who makes shit up. I have far too much going on to make shit up. And I'm here to tell you, I've seen more than one, much more than one Homeless person come out of the hills, given from Hollywood, Studio City. Again, I go back and I show you, look at that house is completely trashed. Gone. Gutted. Inferno. Hello. Look here. Back here. So again, this whole area, they had to shut down the Starbucks that was right in this area. I think it's right down here. But again, all along here, there was a Starbucks right in here. They had to shut it down because there were so many homeless that would come in and spend time in there. I'm not blaming the fire on the homeless. I'm telling you, you can't say it's not that. You have to say that's one of the issues. You have to say that's a possibility. It's not up for debate, guys. I know what I'm talking about. I live here. I'm not doing the stream from Kansas or from Columbus, Ohio, my hometown, or from Miami or from England for our viewer who couldn't sleep last night, insomniac. We're doing it from Los Angeles. I am literally 10 minutes from here. 10 minutes. Okay? And it's what's weird. Out of nowhere, you're going to get a fire? Out of nowhere. I would be terrified if I lived in a house up in the hills. I really would. Not just because of I'm telling you, because this town does not have a lid on the homeless problem. And I told you before, LAPD is not going to remove. You have to do it. As the owner of the home, you call the cops, they're not even going to show up. Burbank, they'll show up, not in LA. In LA, they won't. They'll be like, you deal with it, or we'll get to it. I mean, if they're on your land, you're the person who has to go up and say you need to leave. Imagine someone squatting outside your house, starting a fire because they're cold, or let's just say they're literally. I mean, you never know, an arsonist. Okay, listen, go down to MacArthur Park here in LA, strung out on fentanyl, all kinds of crazy shit. These aren't like, right? Just telling you, man, shit's real, and it's a real problem. It's a real problem. Luis, 100%. LAPD, if you live in Studio City, good luck. You're not getting any cop calls. You're not getting any cops. Some of you are like, oh, I hate cops. Listen, don't do that. They're certainly bad, just like any profession. But I don't think I want to live in a world without policemen protecting at least something, right? Come on. Even the bad apples. I mean, listen, I'm not saying we should have that, but I'm telling you, okay, let's just have a world we don't need cops. It's all with total honor system. Yeah, that's how it works. As we've seen over the past several years. Oh, yeah, it works. Here in California, steal as much as you want up to a $950. That's really work, right? The marshal's right down the street from where this thing's burning. I was in there. I told you, the lady, I was looking for something, and she goes, yeah, we don't get anything good anymore because people just come in here and take racks of shit out of here. Racks. Not one thing. Racks. She goes, oh, yeah, they took an entire box. Huge box of stuff they just got in. Guy just took it and walked out. They have a security guy, doesn't do anything. Welcome to LA. That's what I'm saying. Lawless. Burbank's not like that. Burbank doesn't play like that. Burbank has cops. Burbank has a border. We talk about borders all the time, right? Oh, the border. Oh, you don't think a border matters? Come to LA. Come to Burbank. Try something in Burbank, then try it in Studio City. Watch what happens. As soon as you cross the border into Burbank, you're fucking toast. You go into Studio City, good luck, do whatever you want. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I getting political? I'm sorry. My bad. That's my bad. Too bad. I'll be as political as I want. But this is horrific. Again, back to the map, you can see we're right here. Universal's here. So the other fire's here, right? This is Sunset Fire. We go across the hill, and we're right here on Whitsett, which is in between Laurel and Coldwater, for those of you. And this is Sushi Row right here. So Sushi Row is some of the best sushi places on the planet are all right here. If you guys can see, right in this area on Ventura. The original, what's it called? It's there. The real famous sushi place. I went in there. It's like a dive. You wouldn't even believe you're in a like expensive sushi place. But they're all right in here. Used to be an amazing area. Granville's a really popular bar, nice place. A lot of cool places. But the problem with Studio City is, again, you've just got the lawlessness of LA, and you've also got the homeless problem. Burbank, if you're homeless in Burbank, they'll escort you out. They're like, hit the road. Goodbye. You can't put a tent up here. In LA, you can put a tent up. As I said, they're probably living up in. I guarantee they're up in the hills. Guaranteed. I was just at Rocco's a few months ago with Menzel. There it is. There's Rocco's. That's right on the corner. That's a cool little bar, Rocco's Tavern. There's also one in WeHo. So yeah, again, all these places are right down the street. Back to the live shot. I mean, they're going to keep this because any kind of video like this, they're going to just keep it going. Thanks for joining us here live on MMT. Gone Girl, you don't have to stay if you don't want to. I might just ramble. I'm just like a rambling mood tonight, so it's good. We're good. If you do, go for it. If not, you can eject. I can handle it. All good. But yeah, so for those of you who don't know, I'm talking to my producer. Gone Girl jumped on, and I appreciate you joining on tonight. So thanks for being here, guys. We're always live on MMT, usually talking about movies, but tonight we're talking about the carnage in LA, the Hollywood Inferno, and it's not a joke. It really is. And when I made that thumb this morning for YouTube, I just called it Hollywood Inferno, and then look what happened. Because I told you guys last night, based on the conditions we have, I was going to be shocked if we didn't see fires pop up in what we're talking about. I just said Studio City. I literally go back and watch the stream from the very beginning. I literally said the other side of the mountain, right? From you got Studio City on one side, on the other side you have Hollywood, where you had the Running Canyon event tonight, the Sunset Fire. Now you've got this thing, and look, that house is gone. That house is gone. They're trying to get all this water on it, but how did that just pop up? How does all of a sudden that pop up? There's not a fire near there. There's not another fire. There's not an ember. You see it now. You know what I'm talking about. Because it's not an ember didn't fly here. Trust me, it's too far. If it was further up the mountain, I could say that could be possible. The fact an ember coming from all the way from the Running, it'd be a pretty good fucking jump. Okay. And plus you'd see it somewhere else. 2 miles from your apartment. Yeah, no, listen, I'm close. I told you I'm 10 minutes from here. Easy. 10 minutes. And like I said, it's just at that bar with Menzel. Another bar I like to go there, Residuals, is right near there. Like from Barry. You guys watch Barry on HBO? It's the only show I love. I love Barry. He goes to Residuals and drinks. So I go, oh, it's a real bar. I went to Residuals. It's cool. It's just like a straight up bar. There's no food, no nothing. You can bring your own food in. It's old school. I love going to Residuals. If you guys want to meet there sometime, I'm down for it. So there it is. Now you can see another, what is that? A fire coming out of someone's like garage? Hold on, let me see if I can get some volume on this.
And businesses and livelihoods.
You know, this is not what you would typically see in terms of a master plan community.
Holy shit, they're terrible. I'm doing better than them. Like, just put me on the desk. I'll do better. I mean, you look at this. First of all, they wouldn't let me say what I said about the homeless. They would say, you need to get off the desk. You can't say that, Weber. I'd say, well, I can say what I want to say. That's why I'm on YouTube. That's why I'm on X. Because I'm going to say what I want to say. I don't have to capitulate to management, right? How many times? Oh man, you have no idea how many times I was in management when I was in TV news, and they were like, "You can't say that." I'm like, "Fuck, I just did, man. What are you saying? I just said it." Trust me, every manager I ever had that was in TV news knows. They're very much aware. Say Erick Weber, they're like, "Oh, that guy." They'll say he was fucking talented, but man, don't mess with him. I do not like to be micromanaged. If you micromanage me, oh man, watch out. Do not do that. Let me just do my thing. I'm not going to hurt anybody. We talked about the homeless. We talked about Karen Bass not knowing how to communicate or talk or move her mouth. We talked about this. That stuff you can't do on the local news. That's why I don't want to be part of that. I can't even imagine. I couldn't even do all the COVID shit they did. Remember all that? Oh, it's terrible. You're all going to die. I was like, nah, we're not. That's not. Stop. Yeah, so here it is. This. Look, we're literally, okay, hold on. Let me see when he pulls up. I can show you exactly. We can find this house. I can find it. Well, let me pull out. Okay, here it is. So the house is... Oh, it's actually up a little bit. Okay, hold on. We got to go up on Veneta. Give me a second. Let me hit this. You guys can watch that while I look for it. I'm going to go map hunting for Veneta. Let me see. Veneta, Sunset, Alta Mesa, Vanessa. I'm looking. You guys look at the pictures while I look for this place. There, Viewcrest. Oh, there it is, Veneta. Here it is. Let me see if I can get in there. No, I want to be. Oh, there's not even any thing in here. You can't even drop a. There you go. Here we go. Here, let me hit this. So this is like it's right in here. It might be this house down here, right? Look there. But this is what they look like. These little roads wind up and down the mountain. Little houses like that. By the way, that little house is like $2 million. And then you can see up the hill. And this is what all you can see what it's on. Look, all the brush. And then you got houses and then gated. You can see down. So we're in this area right here. Somewhere right in there is where this is. I can't find the exact house, but it's obviously we can't find. It's gone. I don't even know what it looked like in the past. Oh, we got another one. Look, there's another fire on the left. Oh, there it goes. Look on the. Oh no, that's where it went. Holy shit! I didn't see that on the right. You see that shit on the right? Just completely collapsed. You talk about science. This is Armageddon, man. Remember what I talked about, guys? This isn't man-made. This is from something coming in, baby. I told you guys that. You think I'm playing? I'm not playing. You want to? Let's just. Since we got everyone watching, you might as well just do it while we do it. Let's see if I can find it here today. Give me 1 second. I'm going to show you what's coming up here. Why we have what we have, and oh God, Weber's doing this shit again. Well, too bad. That's what I'm going to show you. Let's go and look at this. It'll take just a second every time. Just give me a second to show you guys what's going on here. All right, so this is obviously live. I can't do two things at once. I'm going to quickly show you what I want to show you. So for those of you who have never watched this, get ready. If your jaw's on the floor at the end of this, that's what we're trying to do. I'm trying to let you understand that this is what I'm talking about when I say some shit's about ready to go down, and it has nothing to do with anything man-made. Just watch. What do you see? You guys tell me. I've asked this a million times. What do you see? What do you see? What do you see in the sky? Come in. Who's ever not seen this, tell me right now. What do you see in the sky? What do you see? One more time. Watch. What do you see? You guys tell me what you see. Oh, hey, John, I'll answer this question. I'll definitely answer this question. Give me a second. No, this is MMT gets freaky right now. I got to put that up. Give me a second. Let me find him here. So I just ask you is, what do you see? What do you see right there? Everybody, tell me what you see. Tell me what you see. No. Above the boob, above the clouds, above the clouds. Look. What is that? Look at it. Stop before. Hold on. Now I'm going to say one thing. Some of you are going to say lens flare. Hold on. I'm sorry. Do you know a lens flare that rotates? Let's just watch. Watch the line. Watch the line. Watch the line on this object. Do you guys know a lens flare that rotates? Look, the line's moving. You guys see it, right? It's going around. It's going around. It's revolving. You can see it. It's right there. Hey, don't tell me it's not there. Oh, well, fine. Let's just do this too. Since we're here, let's go ahead and someone's asking me about the dragon down, let's just go ahead and show that too. Let's just do it all tonight because who gives a shit, really? I mean, let's go back and look at the fire for a second. Multiple. Here it is live. I'll show you the dragon in a second. You guys don't want to. Give me 1 second. No. Just give me the new project. Okay. Oh, it's right there. I already have it saved. Isn't that amazing? All right, get ready, everybody. For those of you who've never seen this, get ready. Again, if you can't sleep, sorry for the gentleman who had had no sleep abilities. What is that called? Insomnia. Oh boy, that's fucked. That house is completely wrecked. All right, hold on. You guys ready? You guys ready to see some shit? Here we go, everybody. So this is Google Earth. I'm going to spin it around. This is United States. Cool. There we are. We're right about here. I could show you something. I'm going to skip what I'm going to. Okay, we're here. Let's go ahead and go down to South America. I love Argentina. Isn't it nice this time? Oh, God. What's going on down here? Let me spin. Let me zoom. What do you guys see there? Anybody have any ideas what we're looking at there? What would you say? If you didn't know, what would you say you're looking at? If I just showed you that and said, what is that? What would you say? What would you say? Just tell me what you would say. Boob, it's there every day. Boob, it's there in multiple. Boob, it's there in multiple streets. It's not just one location. It's viewable. It's visible from multiple locations. So what do you see right there? It's not Lilo or Stitch. Snake. Well, first of all, let me just show you guys. Remember. Okay, so look real quickly. Move out. It looks okay. You guys know what that looks like, right? It's very obvious. What do you see right here? I said this before. What is that? That's an eye. That's 100% an eye. You guys see the tear duct? That's a tear duct. Tear duct. 100%. Guys, look. It's right there. Right there. Tear duct. Okay. So that's the eye. The other eye is here. There's the tear duct coming down. The problem is there's ice on top of it, right? Because this is down near Antarctica. So look, there's the head. Now, if you were to go back from here and you would extend out, this would be the wing, right? This would be the wing. And if you look at the biology of this, what the hell is that all about, right? What is all that? So I know, sorry guys. I'm just telling you, I just like to look at this shit and go, holy shit, why have they not told us? Well, why do you think they haven't told us about this? One more thing. By the way, do you know what those are right there? Active volcano, active volcano, active volcano, active volcano. These are all active volcanoes going across what you would probably say is the what? What do you guys think that looks like? Isn't that weird? Why would there be active volcanoes across the snout? An open eye. I mean, it looks open. But that's what Joanna. I didn't say it, Joanna. I'm just saying, look. Why are there active volcanoes right here? You want to tell me why? Why are these all active volcanoes? That's what made me go, holy shit. When I looked at that and go, what are those things? They're islands. Look, let me hit this. See if I don't know if you can even go in here. I don't think you can. But they've been active. And you can see they're all across that area. So let's go back to the fire. So this is what we do. We just let's listen to the live reporter talk about what's going on.
Valley City Fire on the phone. Eric, good of you to be with us. This developing situation in Studio City. We saw the 4-story home that was fully involved, and now, as I assume you're seeing images similar to the ones we are, it looks as though a fire has spotted out into the hills.
Correct. And Captain Adam Van Gerpen did an excellent job explaining the differences between those fires. And, it's just another example of how dynamic and challenging it is for firefighters in the Los Angeles region and Southern California right now. The quantity of fires.
And amen. Someone said that about the firefighters busting their ass out there, 24, 48-hour shift. Amen to these guys. These guys rock, right? Because that's one of the most difficult jobs you can imagine, being out there, no sleep, no nothing, busting your ass, trying to get these things knocked down. So they are heroes, no question about it. I have some friends that are firefighters, and we are tremendously thankful for the efforts of everybody involved trying to get these things under control and get them extinguished. That is 100% the most important thing to discuss here tonight. Quickly, someone asked me, what was the biggest thing I reprimanded as a new anchor? I wasn't doing news when COVID happened. Thank God. I would have been reprimanded for that. I got reprimanded for having a goatee, so that wasn't good. And now I have one, and I go, I don't care. Now it's more of a mustache. I don't care. I'm a rebel. I'm not going to answer to anybody ever again. I don't like answering to authority. Now, it doesn't mean I'm going to do bad things. It just means I don't want to. So when I did that, they would call me in and say, you can't say this. You said some opinion about something like this is silly. I wasn't as rough as I am in the stream, like hammering other critics, but you understand. I would say things that were, just not like what a normal news anchor would say, because I was looser and wanted to have fun with it and throw it away and use all the tools that I think I have. And a lot of news anchors are reading from a teleprompter. And if you get them off the teleprompter, they can't do it all what I'm doing here tonight for sure. And even in the live news situation, you look here, if I'm doing this live, right? Because look, on the right hand of your screen, you can see this house. This is video from just moments ago, where this multi-million-dollar house just went down the hill. I mean, this thing has been ravaged. It's gone. Complete loss, as you can see here in the images on the right. And then conversely, on the left, you can see they're still battling it. And now we have the fire that is spread to adjacent homes, which is a major problem. Obviously, that's what we're dealing with when we saw last night in Pacific Palisades, where you have these fires that are leaping from location to location, from home to home, from school to home to restaurant. We saw this happen. So what firefighters want, they want to knock this down as quickly as possible so it doesn't catch the next structure on fire, right? Bob, COVID should have taught people not to believe and trust anything. Well, listen, listen, if you watched MMT before, I've talked about that repeatedly. Once the COVID ruse was exposed, we all said, if you have a brain, you all said, hold up. What else have you been lying about? I've said it before. You've been in a relationship with someone who cheats, right? Everyone has. Everyone's been there. So if you know someone who was cheated, you're all of a sudden going to go, wait a second. You're going to start looking at all this shit, and you can probably put together a lot more than you used to. Because remember, when you don't have anything to accuse someone, you're like, oh, I trust this person implicitly. Then all of a sudden the trust is broken, right? You have to. Then you're going to go back and start to say, hold on for a second. If they lied about this, what else did they lie about? So that's what led me down the hole of looking at all these things, from the Google Earth we looked at to looking at the FAA weather cams. There's stuff out there that they don't want us to know clearly, obviously. Okay, I could do an entire stream on that. I just showed you guys some crazy shit. I'm not telling you that it is what it is. I'm just here to tell you that I believe that what we're seeing from a weather standpoint, in all the crazy stuff we saw from Appalachia to what we saw tonight, everything that we're seeing, I firmly believe is the result. It's not man-made. It's not geoengineering. It is because of this once in a millennia / multiple millennia event that comes through the universe towards us. And when it arrives, shit gets bad. That's what I believe. Okay? Now, you don't have to believe me. That's fine. Your prerogative. I'm just telling you, I've done the research. I've looked into it. I am not a guy that is easy to commit. I don't commit to this is what I believe until I absolutely know it. Great example. I've seen, I hear all this praise about a movie. Oh, I've heard Anora is so great. So I'm like, I don't know. Let me go see Anora. I see Anora, like, fuck, this is terrible. I have the ability, right, to be independent in my judgment and evaluation. And as I look as an independent, objective person and look at all of the resources I have available to me, I firmly believe that authorities definitely they know, not everybody, that there are people in charge at the highest levels or maybe behind the scenes that know what I'm talking about. They know. I know I feel like Jeff Goldblum in Independence Day. But I'm telling you, hold on, as I say that, I really should, I mean, at this point, if I'm going to say that, I really should put these on for just like Jeff Goldblum. I believe that what we have is a situation where some bad shit's coming. It's not maybe Armageddon, right? I don't know if it's an asteroid, but it's something that is going to change how we exist. No, Street Corp thing is 5 dead is just like the early numbers. I mean, let's just listen in again here. This is live.
That we saw there from the water dropping helicopter, just the precision and the skill that it takes to drop that. And how are the winds for you right now? Do we how's it feeling up there in Sky 5?
It's a little bumpy. Yeah, it's definitely bumpy, Cher. Not terrible. About my pilot, Jim Pollard, is saying about 20 knots of wind right now that we're dealing with. Not too bad, but we're feeling the effects of it for sure.
Yeah, so that fire.
Here's the thing, real quick. So what he should say, he should follow up with, how does this compare to last night? Right, that's the next question. Not how does it feel up there? Say, are you noticing a difference between you being up there last night and tonight? And the funny thing is, here's the deal. So if I don't know for sure if they were up in the helicopter. So right there, you have the genesis of a major discussion in you're able to fly tonight, but you couldn't last night. So that must mean the conditions are better. You see how I'm better than these people? These people get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars a year to be on KTLA. I'm doing better here on the MMT studios than they are, because I am plugged in and well aware of certainly the area where we are. I couldn't do this in any normal town because I don't live there. When you live somewhere, and I know exactly where this is, and I was just drinking beers at the place down the street, you understand how that's easy to draw from. It's personal experience, like me talking about local news. I did local news for 15 years, 10, 15 years, somewhere in there. And you don't think I know how that operation is? Right? I told you guys we wrote the script, right? The script's amazing. Guys, listen, it's so good. But it's because it's all stuff that's known by me and my partner. So when we wrote this, it's all stuff that we've either lived or experienced. You can't write something or talk about something you haven't lived. You can if you're a grifter. I see it all the time on X. There's tons of grifters. All these grifters, all this and that Miles Ian Chong guy, that guy's a fucking grifter. I would bring him on a live stream. I'll destroy that fucker. I'll destroy him. It's not even a game. It'll be like the dragon down in Argentina. I will rise up out of the water and I will fire him into the next fucking universe. It's not going to be no contest. No contest. But the reality is that we just have people in positions that are not very good. That's just across the board in Hollywood, at studios, at whatever it is. If you think the best person is in charge at, as we've clearly seen here with Karen Bass tonight, not even able to answer a question about the budget, you have to understand that just because someone has a job doesn't mean they're capable of it. Just because someone says they're a streamer, they're good. Okay. I've watched a billion streams. I'm telling you what, not a lot of good ones. Not a lot of good ones. Especially the little kids doing video games and shit. That's whole day. I don't know what the hell's going on there. For me to be talking by myself for coming up on almost 2 hours, trust me when I say this, very few people could do it. Very few. I don't have anyone coming in. I got your comments and just me. So ultimately, we need more people in positions of power that have talent, okay, including the KTLA anchors. Let's listen to them one more time.
You saw the flame lengths triple, quadruple, and here it is again. If you're just joining us on screen, right? This was 15 minutes ago, as the home collapsed in on itself, and look at those flames go. And just like that, firefighters were anticipating that. They were some distance away. You can see the hose line back a distance, essentially across the street.
Well, no shit, Paul, or whatever his name is, Micah, no shit. The hose is across the street. The hose is not in the house burning.
You expect and anticipate.
They just don't know what to say at this point. You just keep going back to, you think about all of the homes in that area. They're so tightly packed in there, and you've got all of this dry brush. And the real issue that they're dealing with, again, is you're looking at this and you just don't want to see this fire jump to another structure, to another home, further down onto Ventura Boulevard, where you have Sushi Row right there. You've got all of it. You see what I'm doing? It's better than what you're listening to. But local news will never have me, because I will not play by the rules. I will not be told I can't tell you there's a homeless problem in LA. So therefore, I can't do it. No, you can't work for it. Too bad. I don't want to work for you. You're going to tell me I have to say this and that. I'll say, look at this. Look, you're talking about the real estate. These people are losing multi-million-dollar homes. All the people in Pacific Palisades. No one's saying that that's better or worse, that someone who's lost a home that's $5-10 million. That doesn't even matter, right? It's really about the inconvenience. Can you imagine going to bed tonight, and then tomorrow you wake up, you don't have any of your nothing. You have nothing. I don't care if you have 10 million or if you have $250. If you have nothing out of everything you have to start over. That's hard, man. So bring it down to the human level. These people are losing everything. And that brings it home for most people. But you can see, look, the firefighters are next door. As they're trying to get this one out, they're trying to keep it out of that one. So they're trying to, right? They're stationed at another one, trying to stop this now, put up a brick wall. It looks like obviously that one house is completely gone. But you're telling me that couldn't be arson? Of course it could be arson. I used to do the World Wide Webber. That's correct, for my local news test. That was fun. I'm not going to, you guys can find, I'll show it one night. I'll show you my local news shit. But I'm actually more interested in showing you the dragon down in Argentina. That's more exciting, isn't it? Look at that, guys. What's that thing? Jesus Christ. Look, it's a Godzilla head. You can't tell me that's not. What? Come on, guys. It's an eye. It's a fucking eye. You see that? There's the tear duct. There's the pupil. You guys see it? Come on, man. Look at that shit. It would be a Godzilla poster if you literally, you could turn that from literally the ocean blue shit to literally, it'd be the poster for Godzilla Kong 7. And by the way, you know what we're not allowed to go down to? We're not allowed to go down to Antarctica. Isn't that interesting? Why would that be? Well, probably because half of the continent is a dragon wing. That's my guess. Look. So you look there, go out. Argentina. And go towards Antarctica. Wing, body, wing. This is all look at that. If you zoom out, Dude, I'm here to tell you, I've said this before, and I'm going to tell you guys again. I need you guys to listen. And this is, I know we're going back to KTLA. We live in the village. I'm 100% certain of it. We live in the village, M. Night Shyamalan's village. It's bigger than the actual village in the movie, but it's the same concept. And whenever someone asks me, flat earth, round earth, I'm going to tell you this. Imagine a piece of graph paper, and we live in 1, 2, maybe 3, 4 squares, but there's all the rest of the graph paper. That's what I believe. Because here, let me tell you why. When I go back and I show you this with the dragon, right? I show you the head down there, and it's like, what the fuck? First of all, how could something that big live on something the size of this? It doesn't make any sense, right? That's the point. If you believe that this is what I just said it could be, then you have to also believe that where we live is much, much, much larger than what this is. The village. If you haven't watched The Village, go watch it. I kind of ruined it for you, but just so you know. I think that's fair. Does anybody else see it that way? I know I'm blowing your mind, some of you here on a Wednesday night. It's the tides colliding. What are you talking about? Oh, really? I mean, that's certainly one way to put it, but I don't know. Reign of Fire is a great fucking movie. I believe it is. Exactly. Joanna sees it. I don't need to. It's right there. Thank you. The worst is when you're trying to say something and people are like, what are you talking about? Like, it's right there. How do you not see it? It's like the magic eye, right? The book. All right, a couple more minutes. I'm only doing 2 hours. You get another 9 minutes of me and I'm leaving. I believe we're in a matrix or some form of simulation and Trump broke it. World has felt broken. Well, I mean, something, right? I don't know if it's listen, here's the thing, though. I believe that we're in something real because I can touch these things. Now, I understand our minds are like insanely powerful, right? You get up from the middle of a dream, you believe it's real, right? You wake up, you're like, it's real. So I do believe in a way, right? Your mind can create something that maybe you fully believe is tangent, you can touch. It's tangible. Maybe that's true. I don't think it's true. I think we live in a realm of some sort. I don't know what it is, and we'll find out one day. But I do believe that we live in something bigger than what we've been told. And I do believe that there's a lot of stuff that you're going to like lose your shit over when you go on to the next level and they tell you, here's what it really was. A lot of you are going to be like, and I'll be like, I told you all. I want you to find me. That's your role. Remember, that's all I want. No super chats, no nothing. I want you to come find me in the next level. Hopefully we're on the same page. Hopefully we're all in the same place. And as long as we're all good people, I'm not a bad guy. Even though my fellow critics would say he's the worst. Weber's the worst. He's so bad. He's toxic. He's the worst thing ever. I can't believe they let him even survive. Why is he even alive? These people are fucking deranged. They really are. They're fucking crazy. And I just like to make fun of them because they're all pathetic. That's why we kill them. We destroy them. They could never do the show. I would love to have one of our boys from Film Twitter try to do this shit. I would destroy. They have to have all their buddies around because they're so lame. If they try to do it themselves, like, this is boring. Because they can't do it, man. Not everybody can do this shit. I said that before. Thank you. Exactly. I literally just nonstop barrage of bullshit that I put on display for almost 2 hours here. Let's listen in. They're so tired of talking right now. These anchors, they've been talking for like 4 hours. I've been doing 2 and I'm tired. Listen here. Let's listen.
Chambers right now. He is standing by live for us. And Rick, you spoke to family members of one of those victims in Eden Canyon. It's been, we heard it a little bit before.
Okay, she should have stopped talking.
Yeah, we did earlier this evening. And
because there's a delay. So she says, Rick, we heard about this earlier before. Stop, because then it's going to get to him. He's going to hear earlier before, like a half second later, 3-4 second delay. So you can't go again. Because as soon as she stops, like she paused there, Rick starts to talk, then she talks, then he goes, you got to know, Cher has to know better. Okay, I'm an anchor. I've been doing this. I don't know if I did it 15 years. I don't know if Cher Calvin's done it that long. I know that when I get done talking, I can't keep talking. So if I was going to throw to my friend Justin at NECN in Boston, I would throw to him. He's great. Justin's on the Weather Channel now. He's a good friend. Love that guy. And he's always on Weather Channel, Justin Michaels. I would throw to Justin. He was outside like Fenway Park. I'd be like, hey, Justin, so the Red Sox, huge win last night. What's it like out there this morning? And then I don't go, And then also because he's going to wait. And then all of a sudden he goes, yeah, Eric, I know what you're saying. Here's what it's like. Look, it's nobody out here right now. But last night was a totally different story. And so I knew that I couldn't just double take. I couldn't answer another. I couldn't talk again because there's going to be that delay. She's got to know better. I'm sorry. I'm just critiquing. I was good at this. I can handle this. I could go into KTLA right now, throw a suit and tie on, and I could go and do the coverage right now. I could have the producer in my ear. Although, truth be told, I used to have producer in my ear a lot, and I'd take my IFB and yank it out. I'd be like, I'm not going to listen. IFB is your just like I have my Sony earbuds in. Actually, they're wired, but right, boom, out they go. And I'd be like, I'm not going to listen to the producer because the producer would talk, and I'm trying to talk. When someone's talking in your ear, like, shut up, I'm trying to say something here. The Eden fire, 10,600 acres, 5 dead. We know that number is probably going to rise. This is an early estimate, right? So when you look at the situation, it's very much in flux. As we've seen over the past 24 hours, all this is very preliminary numbers, and just it's likely going to get worse. We pray that it won't, but you're talking about God. How dare you, Weber? Don't do it. They're going to toss back to you. Let's just for. Oh no, it's a package. I'm sorry. Actually, that's my bad. He's throwing to VO. So this is called voice over. He's talking while there's video of what happened earlier as he's like, here's the fire, blah, blah, blah. And then the producer's telling him in his ear, you're back on camera. Video. On cam. Rap. Throw back to studio, right? They're talking to you the whole time. Because I used to do live reports in Milwaukee by sports, and I would do like the game of the week, and I do the entire highlight live, which is fucking crazy. Ask Rick, my old producer in Milwaukee. He will tell you Weber was nuts. He would do the highlight live, which is very difficult to do. I would be like, not even knowing what's on the screen, and be like, I could hear it in the background. I'd be like, and Jimmy throws deep, touchdown, Menominee Falls. And they'd be like, everyone like, what? And if you're at home, you don't notice I'm doing it live. Most people do it like a package where it's taped. I'm doing it live. So I've always been live. Let's do it live, right? Always. So I'm used to it. So it's just, this is what I do. This is like driving a car. It's like riding a bike. I can get on and just start doing live. It's very, very easy. The internet is the Antichrist. Good Lord, this is dark. This is some dark shit right here. Another 3 minutes, we're out of here. That's it. You get 2 hours. That's it. 2 hours and I'm done. A weekly conspiracy video. I've told you guys, I mean, listen, if I show you the dragon, what else do you want? Can we just talk for a second? If I'm telling you that that's maybe a dormant dragon in Antarctica, don't you think that everything else doesn't matter, right? I don't even care what you want to discuss. If that is what I think it is, and it's dormant, it doesn't matter about politics. We need to worry more about this. Do you see what I'm trying to say? So that's why it's kind of all trivial for me. It's why I kind of laugh at all this, because I just go, well, if that's what I think it is, we're kind of screwed. I'm going to wake up one day and we're going to look up and there's going to be a gigantic, that makes Ghidra look like a baby-ass dragon. Like, look, what is that? I mean, that's the MMT dragon. I think from now on, we're just going to call him Mr. MMT. Is that okay? Can we do that? If he ever comes out, when you see him, just say, that's Mr. MMT. And then he starts breathing fire and shit. And you're like, good God, he's vicious. Kind of like the host of MMT as we spin the globe. If you look at the globe, by the way, look underneath. There's all kinds of crazy shit under the ocean. Like, what's that? Like a pincher? You see that shit? What the fuck is that? It's like a flipper. Why is there a flipper under the ocean? What is Japan? Is Japan like part of a creature? You got to watch mud. Okay, right here, Roger talks about mud fossil. Do you guys see that? Look at that. It's like a pincher. It's like literally some kind of like fucking stinger. I know people don't want it. They want to just hear me talk about the news. Sorry, I just want to show. I can do whatever I want. Let's get a wrap here and from one more time from KTLA. Here we go.
In the Eaton fire alone.
He's reading
and
the
as we broadcast coverage of a situation like this, we're quick to point out numbers, be it acreage or people evacuated or the number of homes burned. But as the coverage evolves in the hours and days ahead, we begin to put faces to the tragedy of people to those numbers, and it hits altogether different. as we move through this again together. And we talk about the air quality that is bad for much of LA County and beyond. As the fire began to burn in Palisades, it moved out.
Okay,
over
this
the
is,
ocean,
I
but
can do this.
obviously
We don't
over the
need
last
him.
24 hours,
The good news here tonight from LA is the wind is dying. And even though we just saw that 2 houses completely torched in Studio City, we saw the Running Canyon fire come up and then they knocked it down. It's much better. Okay, tomorrow they're going to get a better handle on this. I think you're going to see you're going to end up seeing the results. Okay, we're going to see the devastation. And you've seen some of it here tonight. Just be ready. And for all those who are like, well, Hollywood deserves it, just take a moment and try to reclaim your humanity and not be a total douche, as I was called last night for telling people these $10 million houses were burning, and we were doing like a tour of the place. But we're not talking about lives. We're talking about a house that was for sale. Nobody was inside that we assumed. My point is this. Don't lose your humanity. Okay, whatever happens in life, don't be one of those people who's like the enemy so bad, unless they're really the enemy. If they're just like the other side that doesn't agree with you, let's not try to destroy them. Unless they're trying to destroy you, then it's a different story. But if they're not, says the guy who like drags film critics all the time, just let me do what I want to do. I don't have anyone that I have to appease. I'm going to do what I want you to do here on MMT anytime, all the time. I am going to say this is going to be a rare 3 nights in a row for MMT. Tomorrow night, assuming that we get through the next 24 hours, everything's good. We're actually going to go back to movies tomorrow night, and I'm going to review live Den of Thieves 2. You guys excited for that? I mean, I'm not excited for it, but we'll talk about it tomorrow. I didn't even really watch the first one with Gerard Butler. Speaking of Gerard Butler and yes, Reign of Fire with dragons. That's a cool movie. That's our recommendation for tonight. Reign of Fire. If you haven't seen it, it'll tie into everything we just talked about. And of course, the Reign of Fire that we're seeing right now in LA. But we'll talk about Den of Thieves tomorrow. We'll do a regular kind of show. I'll bounce in and do some news coverage. I feel like now that we've done this, I now feel like I have to do a little bit of a segment on news. Here's Weber talking about what happened in the news. Here's this, here's that. And then I'll tie it back into the impending doom the planet is facing because of this rogue object coming through the solar system. We'll talk about Girl with a Needle. That's more what we use. You guys are like, what the hell is Girl with a Needle? Welcome to MMT, because you never know what you're going to get here. We'll have Den of Thieves 2, maybe Girl with a Needle tomorrow, going back niche, but we'll of course still do some macro discussions of Mr. MMT down in Antarctica and the LA fires. Thanks for being here live from City of Angels. Peace out. I'm going to bed. Be safe, be sound. We'll see you back here tomorrow night.